All right, good morning, everybody. I'm Joy Limnacker, and welcome to Atlanta News First Plus. And let's take a look at this weather outside, because wow, you see a lot of clouds, and I understand we're going to have quite a bit of rain because it is another First Alert weather day today. We have First Alert meteorologist Rodney Harris joining us now, and Rodney, I mean, there's so much mud around our farm where we live right now, and I guess it's going to get a little muddier.
Yes, that is absolutely the case, Joy. So we do have a First Alert weather day for today, but that's what I want to start with because I do want to point out, Joy, this is going to be a higher impact event today compared to what we saw yesterday. So what you're looking at right now, that is Midtown Atlanta. And as you can see, we already have those clouds that are lowering, Joy. So we're already kind of seeing a yucky start to the day. At this point, we're not going to have a lot of heavy rain out there right now, but that will change by the afternoon, and that's really our concern is later on this afternoon. So I want to walk you through the high-resolution forecast model. Before we even get there, let's check out First Alert radar. So this is what we're seeing right now. As you can see, we do have rain out there that's coming in from the south. So scattered rain basically from Atlanta south of I-20 extending up to Athens. But notice back in Birmingham, there's more rain that's developing. So that's the problem. Not only do we have the rain south of Atlanta, but that activity that's in Alabama, that's going to start to build. And so we're going to have both rain from the south and the north impacting us this afternoon. So here's a look at that high resolution forecast model. As you can see, 11 o'clock, we have scattered rain out there right now. Watch what happens between now and 3 o'clock. It just sort of explodes rain across North Georgia. So this is the primary reason for your First Alert weather day. As you're picking the kids up from school, we are expecting widespread rain in North Georgia, especially in metro Atlanta. At 5 o'clock as you're driving home from work, widespread, steady rain will be out there. Some of this rain is heavy at times. And then later on this evening, if you're headed out to dinner, there may be a point where the rain moves southeast of Atlanta. But if that does happen, it's going to quickly build back in during the overnight hours. So if you have to get to work super early on Wednesday morning, like before 4 o'clock in the morning, that rain will continue. And then all of the rain is moving southeast and out of Atlanta by 8 o'clock on Wednesday morning. So by the time most of you drive to work tomorrow, the rain is over. And by Wednesday afternoon, it's mostly sunny. But for today, as we look at the rain today, there's two elements that we'll be watching for. The first is isolated storms. So I think that this is mostly going to be rain today, but cannot rule out an isolated storm, some isolated lightning, really anywhere in North Georgia. And we do have a level 1 low-end risk of an isolated strong or severe storm well south of Atlanta. We're talking to you in Troup County, Meriwether County, Lamar Pike, Upson County. You could see an isolated strong or severe storm primarily after 2 o'clock this afternoon. So we'll be watching for you carefully. The risk is low, but not impossible. And as far as the rain, check out this rain. This is just today and tonight going into Wednesday morning, excuse me. That orange that you see from Atlanta to LaGrange to Griffin to Thomaston to Covington to Athens, that's at least 2 inches of rain just this afternoon and evening and going into tonight. Maybe some totals up to 3 inches as well. And that's why we're concerned about some isolated street flooding. We do not have any flood alerts in effect at all. So we're not talking about widespread flooding, but whenever you get 2-3 inches of rain in a day, less than a day, cannot rule out street flooding, especially as you're driving home from work later on this evening, a lot of you getting on the roads. And if you live in an area that's typically flood prone, you're going to be the most vulnerable for that isolated flooding later on this afternoon and evening. And I really think the risk of flooding is more this evening than anything else. So that's our story today. Widespread rain, basically a steady rain, a washout by 3 o'clock this afternoon, continuing for the rest of the day. There is a risk of some isolated street flooding. It's low, but not impossible. And there is also the risk for some isolated strong storms, mainly well south of I-20. So we'll keep you up to date on all of that throughout the course of the day. We hope you guys stay safe, stay dry if you can. We do have an update on Atlanta News First at noon and always in the First Alert weather app. And for now, I'll send it back over to Joy to walk through your headlines for today.
Thank you so much, Rodney. Appreciate that. So first thing I want to do is just show everyone these images of these missing girls. These are two teenage girls from Alabama who are missing. And, you know, the reason we're showing you this is they are believed to be in Atlanta right now. So take a good look. If you think that you have seen these girls, you know, obviously you're asked to contact authorities. And, you know, Atlanta News First reporter Sarah Hammond has been with the First Alert breaking news tracker following the latest here.
We know
Here's more.
that two teenage girls left Alabama on Sunday, and police now say the car they were believed to be driving was found here in Atlanta abandoned on Monday. The Mobile County Sheriff's Office says the two girls, Tricity Skipper and Keisha Simmons, were reported missing by their mother of one of the girls after leaving Citronelle, Alabama on Sunday. Take a look at your screen here. These are the two teens. Skipper is 16 years old and Simmons is 15. Their families say neither one has any connection to Atlanta as far as they know. Police say their blue 2018 Hyundai Sonata was found abandoned at Hilliard Street and Edgewood Avenue in southeast Atlanta with an Alabama tag. If you have any information as to where these two teens are, you're asked to call the Citronelle Police Department. You can also call the Mobile County Sheriff's Office or the Atlanta Police Department if you have any information on where these two teen girls are. At Atlanta Police Headquarters, I'm Sarah Hammond for Atlanta News First.
And take a look at this. This is the person who police believe is behind that CEO assassination. So this is after days of searching that police have finally found the suspect, now charged with killing United Healthcare CEO in New York just last week. And this is all thanks to a tip from a McDonald's employee. A spokesperson for the Pennsylvania State Court says that 26-year-old Luigi Mangione is now in police custody. A McDonald's employee in Altoona, Pennsylvania, recognized him, felt that he fit the gunman's description, and then called police. Altoona police officers originally arrested Mangione on firearms charges. And, you know, what we have now learned is that he was arraigned, and now he's been charged with 1 count of second-degree murder, 2 counts of second-degree criminal possession of a weapon, 1 count of second-degree possession of a forged document, and 1 count of third-degree criminal possession of a weapon. We're going to continue to follow the latest on this story, but I also want to let you know that coming up at 1 p.m., I have an attorney, a criminal defense attorney, joining us live here on ANF Plus, and we're going to talk about the arraignment, the various charges against Mangione, and what the justice process looks like going forward. So again, that's 1 p.m. right here on ANF Plus. All right, in other news that we're following right now, Fulton County parents have been fighting really hard, and all there's left to do now is just kind of wait and see if the 2 elementary schools that are on the chopping block in the district are going to stay open for their kids or not, because they are at risk of closing. Atlanta News First Asia Wilson reports from Spalding Drive Elementary School after a final redistricting meeting just last night.
For months, parents have been fighting to keep their doors open, stating that this is a close-knit community and this school is where their children have been thriving. Now, Spalding Drive Elementary School here in Sandy Springs and Park Lane Elementary in East Point have been on the chopping block for months. District leaders say declining enrollment numbers and aging facilities are big reasons why. At a meeting on Monday night, parents of Spalding Drive saw what redistricting would look like, which showed kids could be sent to other schools if doors were to close. Now, one mom who has 2 sons with dyslexia says the school has been a vital part of her children's growth and development, and she doesn't want to see them move elsewhere.
Instead of us creating more mega schools, we should be starting to make them, separate buildings, and if we're going to build new buildings, make them smaller. And so I think that the map today is representative of more children under more roofs, and it's just a temporary fix. It's a Band-Aid to a problem.
We're told there will be a preliminary vote in January, and if the board votes yes, then there will be one last chance for parents to speak out, voicing their concerns before that final vote in February. In Fulton County, Asia Wilson, Atlanta News First.
And also happening tonight, parents of students attending a school district will see firsthand how this district is planning to expand its ban on cell phones. Right now, Marietta City Schools already has a ban on cell phones at 2 of its middle schools, but now the district wants to expand the policy to the high school level as well. So students have to lock their devices in pouches at the beginning of the day. They have to carry it through the end of the day. And when the final bell rings, that's when the devices would be removed. Well, the school board is going to have its first presentation tonight, but it's not going to vote. But obviously a big talker here, there are, of course, concerns on each side. And obviously the concern on one side is that it's a distraction to have cell phones, in the classroom, but on the other side, many people feel that kids need them in case of an emergency. So we have much more on this on AtlantaNewsFirst.com, also by downloading our free mobile news app. For now, back to Local News Live.